All right, boys and girls. What you need to do before this starts, you need to get your backpack book because we're going to read from that fluency page before we do anything else for reading to prepare for today to make sure that we understand how this story gets started. I want you to look at the title up in purple. It says You and Me and the Super Kids. Now, you and me are nouns. They're telling about people, but these are special kind of nouns. They're called pronouns. A pronoun is a word that stands in the place for a person's name. So when we're just looking at the title, You and Me and the Super Kids, are we able to tell who You and Me tells about? No, we are not. Now, I'm wanting to read through this, and I'm going to read aloud while it turns yellow. So here we go. You and Me and the Super Kids. Hot Rod spotted this ad in the paper. Happy Land is now open. Go on super fast rides. Pet cute baby animals. Tap your feet to terrific music. Get happy at Happy Land. Okay, so on this page, there's a word ad, A-D. It's at the top in the first sentence that I read underneath the title, okay? Now, an ad is an advertisement. It's letting us know that something is coming. It tells us about Happy Land, a make-believe amusement park, sort of like Disney World or Six Flags. So let's turn the page, which you have yours all on one page, I believe, and we're going to keep reading here. Hot Rod showed the ad to his dad. Look at the fun things you can do at Happy Land, said Hot Rod. Do you mean fun things you can do or I can do? Asked Hot Rod's dad. Fun things you and I can do, said Hot Rod. You like to go fast too. That's true, his dad said. Okay, you and I will drive over there next week. And the Super Kids? Asked Hot Rod. Hot Rod's dad smiled. Yes, he said. You, me, and the Super Kids. All right. So, what did the ad tell us about Happy Land? It lets us know that there are fast rides, baby animals, and terrific music. And those seem to be exciting to Hot Rod because he asked his dad if they could visit Happy Land, which is what the ad wants people to do. When Hot Rod, when Hot Rod's dad said, you, me, and the Super Kids, what did he mean? He means that he will take all of them over to Happy Land, okay? Now, I want to think, if you think it'd be fun to visit Happy Land, I think you're right. I want you to look at the underlined words on mine. I'm not sure if they're on your backpack page right now. Remember, they're important words if it's got an underline on it, and you want to read it with maybe a little bit louder voice than the others. So you and I are important in this question because Hot Rod's dad wants to know who would be doing the fun things, Hot Rod or himself, right? And we didn't know which pronoun, who it's standing for, which person's name. And then the word and is important because he wants his dad to know that they could both have fun at Happy Land. And then there's one more and that's underlined, okay, in the last two paragraphs. And that and is to show that Hot Rod wants his dad to take the rest of the Super Kids to Happy Land with them. And thankfully, Dad agrees. So now I'm going to read the reader story. And you'll just follow along with me here online. Let me turn my pages. Alrighty. Now, I want you to look at the title of this. What does it look like? It's looking like it's the title of the book that's in the picture, okay? So this is a scrapbook. Say scrapbook. A scrapbook is a book that you make to remember something that you did. And Mrs. White has several scrapbooks, different things like when I got married or when the girls were born or in fun places that I went to when I went on trips. Okay, those are scrapbooks. Now, who do you think make this scrapbook? I do think it was the Super Kids. And why would you make a scrapbook? They're going to help them remember their trip to Happy Land. Now, let's see. I'm going to keep reading because I have to keep my headphones in because the sound is funny. So, here we go. A super day at Happy Land. We made this scrapbook after a fun trip to Happy Land. We hope you have as much fun reading it as we had making it. Okay, so we're going to turn the page. And now, instead of seeing what the smaller part of the book looks like, I'm actually going to see one full page. So this page looks like a page in the kids' scrapbook. And the speech balloon shows what the kids said when they were at Happy Land. And those parts look like a kid wrote it, okay? There's also a ticket to Happy Land, the little red parts, and these are kinds of things that people would put in and write in a scrapbook. This shows us when we first got to Happy Land. Hot Rod's mom and dad drove us. We couldn't wait to go on the rides. So then in the speech balloon it says, "Yippee! Happy Land is now open." And there's a map inside of that part. It says Guide to Happy Land. And the tickets say Happy Land Admit 1. Fritz and Doc went on a ride named Down the River. The boat zipped down a steep hill. Splash! Fritz and Doc got very wet. Oh my, okay. Fritz says, "I'll bring my swim trunks next time." And Doc says, "I'm soaked, but it was fun." Now, I want you to notice the important words in the ride's name on this page. It's called Down the River. And Down the River are capitalized because it is the name of the ride. Sal got a tiger because he tipped over 5 bottles. Lily, Talk, and Icky didn't hit very many bottles, but the man gave them paper hats. That's a very nice thing. He says to Sal, "You're a winner." Sal says, "Grr, I like my tiger." And the other 3 say, "At least we got fun hats." So they're making the most of it and not feeling very sad about it, okay? Uh-oh. Here we are in the monster tunnel. The monsters weren't real, but we were still a bit afraid. The animal shed had animals you could pet. There were baby goats, sheep, rabbits, and a pony. We liked the itty bitty pig the best. So there's a tiny little pig that looks so cute. And it says, "It's so tiny." And then up at the top with the monsters where the speech balloons are, it says, "Look at that big spider. I'm glad these monsters aren't real." Alf and Etta Betta got stuck at the top of the Ferris wheel. Alf couldn't look down. Edabetta sat very still. Those two were glad when the ride was over. Oh, goodness. So, at the top, Alf says, "Yikes." No, they both say, "Yikes, we're stuck." So this page is about Alf and Edabetta getting stuck on the Ferris wheel. And why do you think that they're glad that the ride is over? Well, they did not like being stuck. How do we know that? In the picture, it shows Alf covering his eyes and Edabetta looking scared. And it says that she sat very still like she was afraid to move. And the speech balloon says, "Yikes!" So that lets me know how they're feeling. Sorry, I took a drink. I have ice in my mouth. Okay, let's keep reading. We ate lunch under a big shady oak tree. A band played terrific music by us. Tick and Hot Rod clapped their hands and tapped their feet to the music. And they say, "This band is super." So, when something says a shady spot means it doesn't get very much sun. And so that's why they would sit underneath it, because it wouldn't be as hot to eat their lunch. How can we tell that the kids like the band? Well, it says the band played terrific music, and it was super, and they're dancing and clapping with it. Even the trash cans at Happy Land are fun. When you step by Cubby, he speaks to you. We fed Cubby some trash. Swish! He ate it. Cass got some fluffy cotton candy. It was sticky and sweet. So Cass says, "I'm crazy about this treat." And Lily is next to the trash can, which is named Cubby, right? Like a bear cub. And he speaks to you. And so he says, "Feed your trash to me." When Cass says, "I'm crazy about this treat," she does not mean that she is actually crazy. It means that she very much likes something. So what is it that Cass feels crazy about? The cotton candy. All right. After lunch, we got Hot Rod's mom and dad to ride the Lucky Duck. Oh, Lucky Ducky. Those two looked silly sitting with the little kids. That made us giggle. Tack and Oswald rode the twist and spin. It made them dizzy. What is silly? Let's go back to the top. What is silly about Hot Rod's parents going on the Lucky Ducky? Well, they're sort of too big for this ride, so sometimes it's funny to see grown-ups on rides for little kids. Do you think his parents were upset to be on the ride? No. How can we tell? They're smiling and waving, but in their speech balloon it says, "We're a bit big for this ride." Then at the bottom, who gets dizzy? Tack and Oswald get dizzy. Why are they getting dizzy? Because they're spinning around on the game, the twist and spin. When you twist and spin around a lot, it can make you feel dizzy. And my Samantha has been doing that a lot this week and crashing into things. Have you ever done that before? Don't get any crazy ideas. I don't want to get you in trouble at your house. The Streak is the fastest ride at Happy Land. We waited and waited in line. But then we went lickety-split. We zipped up and down the tracks as fast as the wind. We screamed a lot. We had never been on a ride that fast. Oh, so if you go lickety-split, are you going fast or slow? Fast? What makes you think that? Well, the kids went lickety-split on the streak, and it's a fast ride. What other words tell us how fast the streak goes? Well, it tells us it's the fastest ride and that it's as fast as the wind. How do you think that the kids are feeling while they're riding the streak? Maybe a little scared, maybe a little excited. Some of them are screaming, some of them are closing and covering their eyes, but some are smiling and laughing. Sometimes you could feel more than one feeling at the same time, such as being scared, but also excited by a fast ride. Here we are on the way home. We'll always remember this super day. Okay, why are the kids yawning or even sleeping in this picture? Right, they're all tired. Ooh, after spending the day at Happy Land. Why do you think they will always remember this day? Well, it was definitely a fun and special day. They had lots of fun at Happy Land. I think those would be some great things I would remember. All right, that's the end of Happy Land. And the reason that we read it today is because now you get to play a little bit of a game. And we wanted to make sure that the game made sense. So get out your word workbook, and that will be part of the next